Wow. Okay. Why do you like this? Can you just... There we go. Finally. Hello. My name is Aaron Wilson, and I am from Orlando, Florida. I am currently being held at a facility run by the CDC somewhere in the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. A few months ago, a very discreet listing went out asking for volunteers to test out this new vaccine for the polycystic virus. The idea is that they would inject us with this new drug, and we would be monitored closely for a month. They said it would be basically harmless and that we would recover if anything were to go wrong. And, what else? Oh, food and shelter is to be provided, and we're to be compensated $500,000. Now, to be completely honest with you, there's some parts of this that sound a bit iffy. But with the state of the world, why not? So, the idea is that I'm just going to document not only my process, but also that of the others who are here with me. So, the plan is that I just ask people a few questions, and they're just going to give me whatever. So, here we go.
Hi, I'm Luna. I'm 23 years old from Augusta, Georgia.
My name is Matthew, 25, Bakersfield, California.
Axel here, 23, San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Maura, 24, Washington, D.C.
I'm JB. I'm 26 years old from Little Rock, Arkansas.
You know that feeling when you feel like the universe is giving you a chance at something and you're not really sure what it is, but you know you have to take it? That's how I feel about all this. It sort of feels like I have to prove myself. It's been that way ever since I lost my dad. He was the one to always tell me that everyone and everything has potential, and that it's up to us to actually unlock it. Maybe this is my way of unlocking it. To reach a higher purpose? I don't know. If someone were to tell me to do this about a year ago, I would have said, "You're absolutely crazy." It's funny how the universe works. You know, it wasn't even the virus that took out my dad. One day, we ran out of toilet paper, so my dad went to the store to get some more. When he was about to check out, a man walked in with a gun. It was a robbery. The cashier that was working at the time said my dad was trying to talk him out of it, and I guess maybe he said the wrong thing, or maybe the man just got scared because he... Anyway, turns out the man needed the money to support his own family. That was 2 years ago. I forgave the man, but I never forgave this virus and what it has done to us. People are scared, and it's only going to get worse. Now I have the opportunity to change things. So I have to take it.
When we first went on lockdown, I was coming home from work. I was working for Barney & Co., this small construction company. My uncle was part of the board, so he was able to hook me up with a job right out of college. Anyways, I just got home from work and I turned on the TV, and that's when I saw that we were officially on lockdown. And at first, it was simple, bearable, no large groups, wash your hands, stand 6 feet apart, social distancing and all that. It seemed like something we could handle. But then, about a year later, came the second strand, and everything went to shit. It was deadly, deadlier than you can imagine. People died within hours of contact. Oddly though, cases were only found in California, so closed off the state from the rest of the country, and that only made things worse. All the theft and murder and sickness, everything was falling apart. And then there was this incident where some guy who had the strand, he snuck across the border into Oregon, and he was contained. And God knows what happened to him, but it scared the hell out of everyone else. And that's when the order was given. A week later came the bombs, and I just moved in with some old uni friends. They were staying in Nevada, so I wasn't in the state, but just like that, the state was gone. The strand was destroyed, but so were thousands of innocent lives. I think that was the turning point. What really pushed us over the edge. I mean, this thing that we're doing, it has to mean something. I mean, it's got to mean something, or it was all for nothing.
My parents and I were some of the last people living in Austin. Then once they deemed that city inhabitable, we relocated to San Antonio. We were left with absolutely nothing. I was able to dig up some money to get us a room at this apartment, but we got a shed out with another family, so that's going great. And for the past year, I had to maintain 3 jobs just to keep some food in our mouths. My parents they're old and sick, so they can't leave the house, and I'm an only child, which leaves me taking care of their every need. The more recent medicine has helped, but it's just a longer delay for the inevitable. You know, jobs are continuing to let people go. The medicine's getting more expensive. All kinds of fucked up if you think about it. Hopefully this all works out, so I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I can get us a real place. And if they develop a cure, my folks can start being healthy again. And we'll have so much money that we won't have to worry about things like when our next meal will be. So, if you ask me, I'm in it for one thing. One thing only. Reparations.
How has it affected me? How has it affected me? How hasn't it affected me? Who hasn't it affected? Or better yet, who hasn't it infected? Man, do you know how long this thing's been out there before they even started shutting everything down? Ridiculous. You see, they waited till last minute possible to try and turn shit for the better. And how stupid are we? Practically sign our lives away to a government that really has no goddamn clue on what it's even doing. I'm sorry. I am just so angry. Everything was going good. Me and my girlfriend Janice, we were gonna have a baby. But then she got sick. And we lost it. She survived the virus, but it took so much from her. She never really recovered. I don't really know why I've chosen to do this. I mean, the government can kiss my ass for all I care. But if there is a slight possibility that this might work, I can prove to her that things can get better, that things will get better. That's if we make it out of here alive. Come on. I know that a little bit of this feels shady to you too. You remember those students down at that university? Crimson Park. Now the CDC and state was all over that. But it was like after the first 2 weeks, everything went quiet. No news, no protests, no CDC. Like the whole thing never even happened. I wonder, what's gonna happen if things go wrong with us?
Money.
To put an end to this,
For my father.
What other choice do we have?
Why am I doing this? I don't know. For forgiveness? I used to work for the CDC. The old CDC, not the one they're running now. I worked at a department up in DC. I was an advisor. I helped organize the new outpatient program that's been brought to 32 cities now, all along the East Coast. I was proud of what I accomplished. We were getting people the medication they needed for a very low price. But then the board decided to raise the prices more and more. And when people stopped having the money to afford it, they came out with a new one. One that was better and cheaper. That's when I realized it was some capitalist joke. I watched them turn people away. Sick people. Even children. All because they didn't have the money, or the resources, or the insurance. I feel like it's partially my fault. I helped create it. I came back to make things right. Because if we can actually make a cure, we will be saving millions of lives. I owe that to the people.
So, we've come to the end of another week. I plan on asking more questions as we enter the next stages of the trial, focusing more on how we feel physically. As of right now, I feel fine. Let's hope it stays that way. I have to be honest with you. I've never been one to care about my actions or how it affected other people. I hardly cared about anything. I just felt so empty for so long, to the point where I thought, what's the point? What's the point of living anymore? And it was never because of what was going on around me, but what was going on within me. So when I saw the listing, I thought, if I'm gonna leave this world, instead of doing it for nothing, why not do it for something? But seeing these people's stories, I realize I have a lot more to lose, that there's so much more I can do. I just hope that once all of this is over, I can head out anywhere that Hey, so it's been about 2 weeks since the last interview, and since then they've taken away our electronic devices. Luckily I was able to hide my camera in a slit in the wall. We were relocated in the middle of last week, and honestly, I couldn't tell you where the hell we are. There's no windows or clocks, so I couldn't give you the day or the time. We're not even supposed to be here right now. The trial period is over. I haven't seen the others since we've been here. I knew something didn't feel right, but I've seen some things. And they put this stuff inside of me, and if you're watching this, don't believe anything they tell you. They have been lying to you. They've had it this whole time. What we signed up for, there's so much more. Continue what you're doing. Stay inside. Avoid human contact as humanly possible. Don't take anything they give you. Be safe, and I'm sorry.